Dollar General was investigated by OSHA for having blocked emergency exits, blocked electrical panels, blocked fire extinguishers, and unsafe storage.
Translation: their stores are so unsafe, they made the federal naughty list. Today, we're diving into Dollar General, the so-called discount store that is making billions of dollars off of underpaying workers, cutting corners on safety, and stuffing their CEOs' pockets with more money than most of us will ever see in our lifetimes. Buckle up, because the receipts are about to get ugly. We're just gonna start right at the top. Dollar General CEO Todd Vasos. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, and frankly, I don't care. Today, he's Todd Vasos, also known as the king of cheap retail. He pulled in a cool $16.6 million in 2023. You heard that right, $16.6 million. And do you think that's a one-off? Since 2015, all of Dollar General's top executives have raked in over $183 million in compensation. That's enough to give every single worker a massive raise, but no. It just goes straight to the top. And as for 2024, even a bad year for Vasos, whatever the hell his name is, bagged over $2.1 million in pay, perks, and bonuses. Just imagine making more money in one single year than your employees will see in their entire lifetime. And he is not the only one. Rhonda Taylor, who is the executive vice president and general counsel, she brought in a little over $3.1 million in 2024. Emily Taylor, who is also executive vice president and chief merchandising officer, brought in a little over $3.2 million. Kelly Dilts, executive vice president and chief financial officer, brought in a little over $2.8 million. And Stephen Deckard, executive vice president and strategy and development, brought in a little over $2.8 million as well. All of them actually made more money than CEO Todd Vasos, and they all ranked in the top 200 highest paid executives in the United States. Let's do some math, because this is where it gets really gross. The median Dollar General hourly worker makes a whopping $18,951 a year, barely scraping by and probably needing government assistance just to survive. Dollar General's own documents admit it. The CEO to worker ratio is 114:1. So for every dollar that an hourly worker makes, the CEO is making $114. That's not just a pay gap. That's a freaking canyon. Oh, but wait, it gets worse. I want to talk about what this video is really about, but I wanted to preface this by talking about all of the top executives and how much money they make first. Not only are they underpaying their people, but they are putting them at risk. OSHA has slapped Dollar General with lawsuits and massive fines for dangerous and outright illegal working conditions. We're talking about blocked exits, unsafely stacked boxes, and fire hazards everywhere.
Have you ever been to Dollar General and only one person was working, or there was tons of shit everywhere blocking the aisles and the exits? Here's why Dollar General was fined $12 million for having dangerous working conditions. My name is Paige Sparks. I'm an employment lawyer. I hear a lot of complaints from people about Dollar General, ranging from discrimination all the way to unsafe working conditions, so I am not surprised by this settlement at all. Dollar General was investigated by OSHA for having blocked emergency exits, blocked electrical panels, blocked fire extinguishers, and unsafe storage. After employees reported the dangerous working conditions and OSHA did an investigation, there were so many violations. I'll post the complaint. If you go look on the Department of Labor website, it lists every specific violation out for every store across the country. Because of all these violations, OSHA reached a settlement with Dollar General. They've agreed to make some major changes and also train employees to prevent this kind of thing from happening again. And if they don't, they are subject to massive financial penalties. Some of the terms they agreed to are hiring more managers to run the stores, reducing inventory that they keep in stock so the overflow doesn't go everywhere around the store, including in front of the emergency exits. For example, according to the settlement, the regional directors can now stop truck deliveries if there's too much inventory in the store and there's no room for backflow. Dollar General has agreed to retrain all employees, not just managers. They also have to make a safety committee, and there is now an anonymous employee hotline that employees can call and report any violations. Anonymous. I'm always skeptical about that, so be careful if you do that. If Dollar General is caught violating any of these safety concerns again, like blocking the emergency exits, they have 48 hours to fix the violation and they have to submit proof. For every day they don't fix the violation, it's a $100,000 fine, up to $500,000 fine total. They also are subject to future OSHA inspections with no notice to make sure they're complying with all of these requirements. OSHA taking a case like this and negotiating a settlement is not typical, it's not standard. The violations usually have to be pretty bad in order for OSHA to get involved and negotiate a settlement. If you work somewhere and you're concerned or you want to report unsafe working conditions, talk with a lawyer in your state before you file an OSHA complaint, because you want to make sure you check all the boxes to make sure you're protected as a whistleblower, or if you have any other protection that can apply. Situations are kind of different when they're through an agency like this, so you always want to look out for yourself first and then go through the proper requirements once you have a lawyer.
Dollar General is now literally one of OSHA's severe violator enforcement program companies. Translation, their stores are so unsafe they made the federal naughty list. But the executives? They're too busy cashing their $1 million checks and boarding their private planes to go play golf. They don't really care if a store manager has to work in a death trap.
I wish someone would tell me how this is acceptable. The company I work for, Dollar General, thinks that they can get away with minimized hours and all this work for a store to do. This is something that I feel this is ridiculous. This is something that we call rotainers, and this is an impacted back room. This back room probably has about 40 totes of 40 rotainers in the back here, all the way to the back. Now, if we weren't to do all of this and get this done, our jobs would be in jeopardy as they are now. The store cleanliness fails. This is $1 million store, and it's always empty. The customers are always upset, and this store works on an average of 127 hours. My advice to anyone seeking employment for Dollar General or with Dollar General is stay away, because they don't care about their employees. They don't care about us. I came into this company to work hard and work my butt off, but this is what I get. There are plenty of store managers out there that are dealing with the same exact thing. Stressed out, no home life, working 60 to 70 hours a week in this type of environment. Shelves unstocked. Because this is a high volume store, and it makes it hard to get to with 137 hours, 127 hours.
Because therein lies the problem. These executives want to rake in all of this money, and the way that they are doing it is not only paying their employees poorly, but also cutting the hours and the amount of people that are able to work on a shift. If you've ever been in a Dollar General, you probably don't see more than 1 or 2 employees. That is a strategic move by the corporation. They want to save on the payroll. They want to keep their overhead as cheap as possible so that they can make the highest possible profits, not just for shareholders, but also for the executives' bank accounts. They are choosing greed over people every single day.
I'm done. I am officially done. I am packing up my office and saying goodbye to my job at Dollar General. I am done. I am on a skeleton crew once again. Yeah, I'm about to take y'all to the stock room. You see the hallways. My store doesn't look like this. My store don't fucking look like this. But it sure fucking looks like this right now. We're too deep. All the way down. All the way down. Until we get to right here. And this is pretty much overstock, like last year's Christmas toys and some new.
They just keep sending product. They keep sending, and okay, that's the problem. That is where OSHA got involved, right? This right here is why OSHA got involved. There is so much stock that it can't possibly be shelved. Even in the last video clip that we saw, where it's a high volume store and she said she can't keep the store shelves stocked. She couldn't keep the store shelves stocked. There we go. Because she didn't have the staff. They only had 137 hours available to give to staff. And when you have to man a register and clean, you can't possibly stock that much. And so that's when this happens. You have all of these carts and boxes and pallets of merchandise that are just piling up everywhere. People can't get to fire exits. These boxes are just stacked so high they could potentially fall over and land on the employees or customers. I mean, you saw when she was walking through the store, these carts of boxes were all over the store. They could fall over on customers. You can't continuously bring merchandise into the store when there's nobody to put it on the shelves. And that's exactly what they were doing. Just completely ignoring the needs of the store. They needed to have staff shelving and doing stuff with these boxes, and they weren't. And honestly, I still don't think they are.
Christmas toys front that got to be put out. NCI, which is like, plates, cups, all that stuff. Then we got overstock toilet paper. This is new rolltainers that just came in yesterday. I am done. I'm done. Nobody wants to work, and I actually want to fucking work, but I don't want to work on my own. I am tired. I'm so tired of giving this company every ounce of me. And heaven forbid we close a little early so I don't have to work 80 hours a week. Heaven fucking forbid. So, I have a great fucking store, but for the past 4 months, it has went to shit because I don't have any reliable help. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do for income, but it's either pick between income or my mental health.
You should never, ever have to make that decision. You should never have to worry about sacrificing your mental health to pay your bills. And I know for damn sure she's being overworked and underpaid. Dollar General employees don't make as much as Walmart workers. A lot of them don't even make as much as McDonald's. When I had my brick and mortar store, I actually have interviewed somebody in the past that came from working from Dollar General, and she made $8.50 an hour. $8.50 an hour. I think she was promised a raise to get her up closer to $10, but that raise never came. Around here, McDonald's employees make $12.50. Target and Walmart starts at $14 or $15, but Dollar General, $8.50? $9? Seriously? You can't even make it double digits and pay $10 an hour? Do you happen to know how much Dollar General employees make in your area? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm really curious to see if anybody knows and kind of, gauge an idea of how much Dollar General employees are actually paid across the country.
I want to know for my second shift.
So the note says, Kevin, my time has come. Unless some miracle happens, I won't be back. I have had enough, and as you know, I have tried so hard not to leave like this, but I've cried my last tears in front of my customers and team. Thank you for being here for me and sticking it out as long as you could. You're great. Oh, you're a great guy and a good, reliable worker, and I appreciate you so much. I wish you the absolute best at your next job and when you move. always, love always, or heart always, Jess. Wow.
I work for Dollar General. Of course I gotta come to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, even though we don't open till 8 just to throw freight because they just gave us 2 trucks at one time. So my stock room is literally overflowed and look like this. I work for Dollar General. Of course it's only September 16th, but we already have all of the Christmas stuff out. And the Halloween. Hold on. With the fall and Thanksgiving. Now, come on. I work for Dollar General. Of course there's stuff to always be done. I work for Dollar General. Of course we have people calling the store phone at 6:45 in the morning and we don't open till 8 o'clock, like they already know we're here. I work for Dollar General. Of course only half of my team does what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it.
Fun fact about Dollar General: they often leave you in the store by yourself, and they expect you to be in the back stocking. When I'm in the store by myself, I'm up here by the register. There is no way in hell I'm going to be in the back stocking and not knowing who is walking through this damn door. That would make me stupid. A sitting target even.
Yep.
Because I'm in the back and I can't see who's coming through the front.
I just walked in Dollar General and she locked the door right behind me. She said, "After you, sweetheart, I'm shutting down the store for an hour because a truck just came in." I assume she's the only employee here. So that's how they roll. You got to make a decision between unloading a truck or taking customers. Now I know the inside scoop why this damn place is always shut down. So is it just you here by yourself?
Well, it's not just me, the sad part. I got my godson here, but my manager, since we're over hours, will not allow me to put him on. Yeah, 1 hour.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
because they don't want to pay any overtime.
Because we're already over. So it's like, and the people that were supposed to be here, nobody wants to come to work. So since I had to pull it 8 hours, we're over. Like over, baby. When I say over, way over.
So they would rather shut down the store than pay overtime.
And that's the point. My godson's here. He can actually help, but they won't let him clock in until 3 o'clock.
That does not make any sense.
And that's the point, because the guy that was here, all that stuff should have been touched. He ain't touched nothing. All he did was call me, cry, and complain for me to come in early. And it's like, I'm just over it at this point.
I feel your pain. That's crazy.
Because now I'm stuck doing my work, his work, they work, and everybody's work. And at this point, like I told him, I'm over it.
You can only do what you can do.
Exactly, and I'm not about to stress myself for nobody.
All right, have a good one.
You too, my love.
Thanks. Excuse me. Have a good day. Now you know the inside scoop of what's going on in Dollar General. Sounds like they need a new management plan. That's terrible. So they have an employee there that would be willing to clock in, but they're not paying overtime. And they just turned away 2 or 3 different shoppers. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. They're choosing greed. Dollar General is raking in profits, record profits, and they're treating their workers like disposable parts, all the while rewarding the top dogs with insane paydays while ignoring basic safety. They could fix this all tomorrow, but they won't. So the next time you happen to walk into a Dollar General, remember this. You're not just buying something cheap, you're buying into a system that is putting profits over people's lives and livelihoods. Stay tuned for more because we are not done with Dollar General. Make sure you like this video if you appreciate this kind of content. While you're down there, also remember to subscribe, ring that notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I post my next video. Until next time, don't get played by corporate greed. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.